channel. So today we have a fun product review. Covergirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. These are pretty cool because they're a skin tint, but they also have skincare properties. All of them have 0.5% bakuchiol in them, and bakuchiol is a natural retinol alternative. What further makes it unique is that it has these little pigment beads inside, and that's what gives you that beautiful light coverage natural skin tint look. A lot of people say that this is a dupe for a Chanel version of this, which I'll probably put in a little picture to show what it looks like and also the price. These Covergirl skin tints are around $21, which is a bit on the higher end for a drugstore foundation. We will see if it is worth it. Today I wanted to test out the 3 shades I received. Covergirl actually sent me these to make a TikTok video, but as always, all opinions will be my own and honest because that's what we do over here. So they sent over 3 shades. Shade 65, Tan Rich, shade 70 Rich, and shade 75 Rich Deep. I'll go ahead and swatch all 3 of these. These have an airless pump, which is really nice. Let's start with shade 65, which is Tan Rich. I have no primer or anything on my face. I've just prepped with skincare. Oh, okay. So that's what it kind of looks like, just pumped out. Actually, this might be too light. Yeah, this is too light. Ooh, that's way too light. Alright, so this is shade 65. And you see how it's like super watery? This is a lot more watery than I would have anticipated. I'll swatch a little on my chest, but this is too light. So let's do shade 70. I hope this one's my shade, and if not, I'll do 75. Alright. This is shade 70, and it's actually a bit dark. Swatch it on my chest. Can you all see that? So this is 65 and 70. That is a pretty big jump between the 2 shades. They could have fit like 3 more shades in between there. That is shade 70. And now let's swatch shade 75. I think shade 75 is more my shade. This is so far back though. Okay, that's much better. And low-key, I feel like it could have been put in between these 2. But anyway, so this is shade 65, this is 70, and this is 75. And today I'm gonna go with 75. I feel like the undertones are better. 70, the undertones are really red and warm. In 75, the undertones are more so olive/neutral, which is more my vibe. This one has golden undertones, which is shade 60, but it's too light. This is not even my winter shade. If you're looking at these products, here's a good shade reference against my face. Sometimes I like to swatch on my chest because your face and your body can be different shades. I'll wipe this off and we can start with a fresh canvas for a full face. As for my skin, I have no primer on. I want to give it a fair chance to see how the product performs without a primer before testing it with a primer. And then I'll also do like a mini longevity test. Very mini because it's already evening. They also sent over this kabuki brush, so I'll use it on half of my face, and on the other half of my face I will use a beauty blender to just kind of test out what application method would be best. Let's start on this side with the kabuki brush, and then we'll do the sponge on this side, and then I'll show you guys the results, finish the rest of my makeup routine, show you the final results, and then pop in later for results of the longwear test. So it says to either blend between fingers or with a blush, or with a brush to activate tinted micro droplets and then apply onto face. I'll apply on my face first. Alright, so we'll start with like 1 pump. Actually, we'll do 2 pumps on this side and see what that looks like, but I'll use this kabuki brush. This is what it looks like before blending. You see the micro droplets, right? It just looks so weird. I don't know whether to like go in swirls or circles. Alright, so that is just 1 pump. It just looks like skin. It looks very skin-like. I'll put an extra drop on my forehead. This is clearly like a very super light coverage, extra light coverage. Like for people who aren't even interested in coverage. Maybe you're interested in just a little something. That was so fast and easy. It literally feels like water on my skin. Like I just put a serum on or something. So this is the side of my face with it, and this is the side of my face without. To say this is natural is like understatement of the year. This is a very natural skin tint. I was a bit nervous about the shade, I'm not gonna lie, but it actually looks very natural. I think the nice thing about skin tints, since the coverage is so light, they can get away with having minimal shades in their range. You should still expand the shade range, but it works. This side I'm gonna apply a little bit with a dense brush and a little bit with a sponge, just to see if that changes up how the product works. So okay, yeah, when you do the dense brush, there is a little more coverage, which is, it's still light coverage, but to me, I can tell the coverage is a little more concentrated. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, so that's what it looks like with a dense brush, and actually, I like how that looks. I feel like it's more settled into my skin, but maybe that's just me. And then I'll put a little bit on with a sponge. I also like it with the sponge, but I think my favorite is with the brush. So we're just going to do the rest of this side of my face with this brush. It still looks very skin-like. I feel like you could get away with just doing this and not setting it if you want to look like you're not wearing any makeup. This looks like I just put on an oil or something and I'm glistening. I'm gonna put one more pump on this side of my face with this dense foundation brush. This is like a travel size foundation brush from Sephora. I don't usually use this, but it was clean and within reach. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my face on this side with this, and we'll look at the final look afterwards together. And I'm like pressing this into my skin instead of rubbing it, and also bringing a little bit down onto my neck. This is what shade 75 looks like on my skin. As you can see, it is so radiant and dewy. I just looked at the ingredients list, and the first ingredient in this foundation, or rather in this skin tint, is water, and the second ingredient is glycerin. So this is very skin-like, juicy, hydrating. Bakuchiol is within the top 10, so that's a good sign. Titanium dioxide, does this have SPF? As you can see, I haven't set it, I haven't done anything. This is super glowy radiant. I can imagine people liking this for a natural skin-like look, like a, what do they call it? Like a glass skin type of look if they're not into looking powdery or matte. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup routine. I'm still gonna go for a pretty natural beat, natural glam. I do wanna see how the skin tint interacts with like my powders and stuff. I'm gonna just speed through this makeup routine. So starting off with the House Labs concealer, and also this cream blush from Milk Makeup that I've been loving lately, and also this cream bronzer, but I forgot where it's from. Going heavy on the creams and then light on the powders for a more natural look. Blending this all out, also using the brush that I used for the actual skin tint to help blend out the edges. Using this One Size powder to set my concealer, and a translucent Sephora collection powder for the rest of my face. Also using my tried and true Juvia's Place bronzer. Honestly, for a powder bronzer, this is like my go-to. And then for my brows, I've honestly been into using like powder for my eyebrows lately, so I'm using dark brown and a dark black from a random eyeshadow palette that I have to fill in my brows. I have to keep on brushing them through for a natural look, but honestly I've been loving this powder look lately. And for blush, I'm using this from Rare Beauty. I love how pink it is, but as you can see, I apply too much, which I do a lot. So a hack, if you end up applying too much blush, just blend it out with the brush you use for foundation. Using this lip jelly and adding mascara, setting it with this Makeup Forever HD setting spray, and reinforcing my under eye powder with this Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder on my under eyes and also my T-zone, and then the rest of my face with this Sephora Micro Smooth. It's kind of like a bronzy shade, and it helps to set the makeup as well. Alright, so this is the final look. I guess you could say a natural beat for me. I think if you're going to be pairing it with your regular makeup routine, like powders and blushes and everything, it still allows you to look like yourself, like look super natural. Obviously, if you were just to wear it on its own, do a little mascara or a cream blush, then it would be at its peak natural. But I wanted to do the rest of my makeup routine with it, and I think it looks really good. It looks really natural, but pretty. So far, so good. I really do like it. It feels like nothing on your skin, and it just looks so natural. Like, I don't think I have a skin product like this. It's so watery and hydrating, and it looks like glass skin when you put it on. This is how it looked when I was outside later that evening, and this is how my makeup looked at the end of the night. So considering that this is a water-based product, I feel like it held up really well. And here's me a couple days later trying out a different shade because I felt like the original shade I chose looked a bit too gray in some of these videos. So this is how one pump looks like on my cheek, and I feel like at first glance it felt too red, but now that I'm looking at it blended out on my face, it seems like a better match to my body. Let me know what you guys think. Like, at first glance it looks a little bit off, but let's see what it looks like on the whole face. So this is what one layer looks like on my face. I'm holding my hand up against my face so we can kind of see. In the mirror, it looks a bit too warm. I'm curious how it looks on camera. But let me know which shade you think looks better on me. Just shade 70 as opposed to shade 75 that I did the first day. I like this. I feel like it looks pretty good. My body is not that warm, you know? But I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and then check in afterwards. This is the final look. What do we think? Do we think it looks better than the other shade or not? Or is the difference negligible? With a full face of makeup, I think I prefer how this shade looks on me. But with a bare face, I think I prefer how shade 75 looks on me. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts if you think that you're going to pick up this Covergirl skin tint. I do think it's really cool. A really nice lightweight product, especially for the summer, and I like how it looks. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, peace!